The only way you will ever get rich is to realize that being broke is evil. Being broke is bad. Being rich is not bad. And by that, if you're watching this and you're broke, I do not mean that you are evil and I do not mean that you are bad. I mean that being broke is evil. It is bad. This is the number one mindset of the top 1%. Anyone who is a millionaire thinks this way. And I'm going to explain it to you. I wasn't planning on making a video like this, and I understand that's kind of blasphemous to even say that, right? Like a little too controversial or people get mad, and I'm not really that kind of guy. And I'm really not the kind of guy that ever shows off my generosity. I never do it. I highly dislike people that use generosity to get views on the internet or use it for marketing. I've never done that, and I do not like it because I think that it's a personal thing with you and God. And I want to share with you, though, what I mean by this, and I will show you exactly how to get rich. About a month ago, I got a YouTube comment, and I read all my comments. So if you comment, I read your comments, and this is why I always say to comment, because there was a woman, and she left a comment saying how she was grateful for my videos and that she was homeless, living in her car with her son. She didn't ask me for money. All she did is just say she was grateful and she was homeless, living in the car with her son. And I thought, man, that's messed up. So I commented back at her and I said, here's my email address, send me a message. That's it. Next thing I know, I have a message and I just say back to her once she sends me an email, what's your PayPal? And she's like, huh? And I said, just send me your PayPal. So I sent her a lot of money on PayPal. She wasn't expecting it. She didn't ask for it. And she obviously was really grateful. And that was kind of the last of it. Now, I just got a message from her a few minutes ago, and I haven't heard from her in a while. It's probably been about a month or so. And I crossed out her name, but I want to read the gist of it to you. She said that she has now moved out of her car and moved out of the state she was in. And she's now staying safe and sound with her son in her niece's apartment temporarily until she gets her own place by the first of the year. At the time of making this, it's the end of November, so approximately within 30 days. She said, if it wasn't for you and your kindness, we would still be living out of my friend's truck. Oh, I didn't even realize she didn't even have enough money for her own truck. She was living out of somebody else's car. At this time, I just want to let you know how grateful my son and I are for you and your beautiful family and the love that you showed us. Now, I am not that kind of guy. I don't like to talk about what I do and being generous. But here's what you have to understand about this. Money is good. Money is good. Anyone that says it's bad is, quite frankly, an idiot. It doesn't even say it in the Bible. It says the love of money, which means if you emphasize money and material possessions over God as a source of supply, you're going to have a distorted personality. It's not good. But money is good. Being broke is bad. It doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make you evil. It's just being broke is bad. And if you believe not having money is noble, you have to stop that at once or you will always be broke. And you may not even realize you have these beliefs because you may have inherited them subconsciously from childhood. And that's why I'm so big on success hypnosis. I have a free success hypnosis. It's pinned to the comments and in the description. It's my free financial success hypnosis so you can brainwash yourself to be wealthy, because the world has brainwashed you to be broke. Religion has done it. Hollywood has done it. Government has done it. They've all done it because they want everyone to be broke because that's how they maintain power. That's how the world works. But you can change it. I have a free financial success hypnosis down below. Now, once you realize that being broke is bad, that not having money is actually evil, That's when you make the decision to be rich. Most people never make a real decision to be rich. I don't know any millionaires. I don't know anyone who's a top 1%er that is that way by thinking money is terrible. It doesn't happen. So it doesn't matter how hard you work. If deep down you believe it's bad or evil, you have to perish that thought at once. And I could go on and on and on and on and on. Money is good. My niece, her parents cannot afford to send her to preschool. So they didn't ask me, I just did it. I pay for her to go to preschool, $500 a month or something. I prepaid the entire year in advance. Here's a check, put her in school. And I could go on and on and on. One day I was in yoga class and I always went to this guy's yoga class. Well, I didn't know. Turns out the dude had cancer and he was so broke, he was living in his van and he couldn't afford his cancer treatments and the insurance cut him off. And I found that out before class. And I left before class started and I came back with a blank check and I said, how much money do you need? And it was $5,000, $6,000. And I said, I sit in the back of class all the time. My name's Jake. Nice to officially meet you. And he said, oh yeah, I see you all the time. Here's a blank check. Now your cancer treatment is paid for. And he just started crying right there on the spot. And I don't like sharing this stuff, but I want you to realize this. You need to realize that money is good. I could go on and on and on and on and on. So comment down below, money is good. It is your right to be rich. Think about it. Am I glorifying God like that? Or am I glorifying God going, it's bad and those people are bad. Let's change the system. This system's not going to change. It's just the way it is. Jim Rohn says you can wish for a different wind or you could set your sail. Now, let me show you someone that has a negative belief about money, right? One of my best friends, he was one of my best friends. And we were camping and he forgot to lock his phone. He forgot to lock his car and he left his phone in his car. And when we came back, his phone was gone and he was on the verge of tears because someone stole his phone. His grandmother had Alzheimer's and was on the verge of dying and he didn't have a job. And so he was on the verge of tears because he couldn't reach his grandma and he didn't have the money to pay for a phone. I just went right into my wallet and I just gave him a bunch of $100 bills. Buy the phone and here's prepayment on your plan as well. He didn't ask me for it, but guess what happened? After that day, he started asking me for money all the time. My rule is if you ask me for money, I will never give it to you. And he kept asking me for it. And I said to him, stop asking me for money, please. I will teach you how to get rich. Call me whenever you want. I'll put your entire financial plan together. I will teach you how to get rich. And he followed it for about 30 days and then he stopped and he kept asking me for money. And I finally told him, no, stop. Well, guess what? He never contacted me again. It had been 5-6 years since I heard from him. He was one of my best friends. He never answered any of my messages anymore. Mind you, I did this in a nice way. And I offered to help him. Now, this was one of my best friends. This is someone who's very altruistic, who thinks they're very spiritual and noble and they're gonna change the world. There he was, ruining a relationship with his best friend because he was broke and begging me for money nonstop to the point where he didn't even respect my own boundaries. Let me ask you, who's glorifying God? Me or him? Realize that getting rich gives you the opportunity to just be more of what you already are. This isn't to say everybody that's rich is good, but everyone that's poor isn't bad either. And everyone that's poor isn't good either. It makes you more of what you already are. And it gives you the opportunity, if you are a good person with a good cause, with a good set of values, it gives you the opportunity to glorify God. And I could go on and on and on about all these things, and I don't want to. I'm just making this video because I felt compelled to make it. I normally write all these scripts and do all that. I didn't want to do it. I didn't even want to film this because it makes me uncomfortable to just talk, because I know a bunch of people are going to hit me up and they're going to send me emails. They're going to ask me for a bunch of money. And I just want you to realize the number one reason you are broke is because you have a negative relationship with money. Once you decide that money is good, it is spiritual, and it gives you the opportunity to glorify God. Once you decide that, there's a million ways for you to make money. There's so many. There's people making 6-7 figures with Harry Potter fan clubs. There's 7-year-olds on YouTube that make videos about toys that make $20 million a year. You can there's millionaires at every industry in the world you could possibly imagine, and there's broke people at every single one of those same industries doing the same thing. What's different is how they view money. And when you change how you view money and you finally realize that money is good and broke is evil, not you, you're not evil for not having it. We've just been led astray from our world. That's it. We've just been led astray from our society that has convinced us, going a long way back, because it started with religions making us give 10%. We couldn't go to heaven unless we gave them money. They convinced us we were bad if we had money. But money's just a medium of exchange. That's all it is. And when you realize this and you finally decide to get rich, to have money, then maybe what you're already doing starts to make money, because you're no longer subconsciously sabotaging. And that's why I'm so big on success hypnosis. Get mine, it's free. It's my financial success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments and in the description right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com. Now, some people will comment, I already know, and they're gonna say, where's the strategy? It doesn't matter what strategy is. I could tell you exactly how to make $1 million on the internet. You could be a chiropractor and you could be broke, and another chiropractor could be making $3 million a year. He could show you exactly. You could be a yoga instructor and you could be broke. And you meet a woman that makes 7 figures as a yoga instructor running retreats all over the world, and she could show you exactly what to do. But if you're thinking about money isn't conducive to wealth, you will never have it. It's literally impossible for you to have something that you look down upon. In the same way that I don't place any value on motorcycles. I understand why people do, but it's not on my value list. Therefore, you're never gonna see a Harley Davidson in my garage. It's not gonna happen. And in like manner, if you do not have money and what it creates high on your value list, you will never have money. So one of the first things to do is to make a list of 20 reasons being rich is good. Make a list of them. Actually make a list and write them down. And if you do, comment it down below. I read every comment. I love to know how this worked for you. For some people, it's gonna be hard, but you make a list of every reason why getting rich is good, and then make a list of every reason why continuing to stay where you are financially is bad. Once you do that, you start to see this shift in the way you view not only yourself, not only money, but then you start to change how you view entrepreneurship and business and how you view your time. Because if money is at the bottom of your value system, you won't have it. Now, my value system is 5 things. My value system is my family. I have 2 beautiful daughters. I have a beautiful wife. I love them very much. They're at the top of my value system. Next is my health. And we'll just say it's in no particular order. My health and my fitness. Nature is on that list. I have business on that list and money on that list, and I have freedom. 5 things. That's my value system. Therefore, any investment of my time within my waking hours that doesn't fit in this criteria, I say no to. And if you are struggling financially, there is a chance you have not consciously decided your own value system. If you have not consciously decided your own value system, You say yes to things you should say no to. You say yes to going out on Friday night. You say yes to spending 7, 10, 30, 40 hours on social media or on Netflix or watching the news, none of which will make you rich. But once you build your own value system and you say, here's my top 5 values, what happens is you now have a blueprint for how to invest your own time and energy. How you invest your own time and energy ultimately dictates whether or not you have money. So what I invite you to do is decide right now that you will get rich. Decide right now how much money you will have in 12 months from now. Decide how much money you will earn in 6 months from now. Decide how much money you're gonna have in 10 years from now. And think about what you can do with that money. I guarantee you can glorify God, you can glorify yourself, and the limited time you have on planet Earth. I guarantee you can glorify all of that exponentially more if you have money. Money is the least of what you will acquire when you have this shift in your mindset. If this video speaks to you, give me a comment down below. I'd love to know where in the world you're coming from. I'd love to know if it speaks to you. Like I said, I read all the comments. Get my free success hypnosis. That's step number 1. Get my financial success hypnosis and start brainwashing yourself to create financial freedom. If you like this video, smash the like button on it. Comment down below, I'm ready to get rich. Hit the subscribe and bell notification to get notified for future episodes. And I will see you on the next video.